Against Feliz tonight, I think they have something else. So far, not really working too well.
Yeah, it really appears as if they either need to, as if IL either need to pick Genji, ban it away. But like you were saying, that's not even the biggest problem because Frankel still has his pocket tracer that we haven't even gotten a chance to see yet. That is still so scary.
We are already into Game 3, boys. It is going to be Towers of Doom.
Yes, Doom.
Which was my first FPS ever to play, of course. Garrosh being banned, IL focusing on that once again. Hanzo Genji open. What is it going to be this time? I think Genji is the answer, or anything close to be an answer should be the Genji.
Well, and that's the thing. IL are totally familiar with Genji. They love playing it and specifically first picking it, but they haven't done it at all this series. They did it in the semifinals or in the quarterfinals, but somehow today it's just not the day. So I would say that, at least to me, that seems like the way to go, but they might have other ideas.
Oh, let's see. Taking a long time. Even after that long break, I thought we were having 5 minutes, and then I was told right after the video, oh, we have 4 more extra, 5 more minutes after the video. And so, okay, these guys should have lots of time to collect themselves, have some feedbacks after the second game, but still seems like they need this amount of time to select. Yes,
there it is.
That is the answer that they could have. Genji stolen away from Frankel. How are they going to respond? Is it going to be that tracer from Frankel once again?
We talked about it earlier, but we haven't seen it today. Hanzo does make a lot of sense. We still have a lot of priority put on those Shimada brothers, but we also see the Malfurion once again, so even though we had them swapped up a little bit, it looks like the rest of Feliz's draft should look pretty similar.
Yep, and Hanzo picked, of course, just Mada brothers happening on both sides. Malfurion blocking in from Liu. He has been his skill shot has been quite good, but sometimes not in range, not with the coordination of the teammates all the time. But once he had the trap from Junkrat, it was of course easy to land that CC. He had his pair up CC, chaining right after his teammate has been beautiful. Of course, we didn't really get to see some massive plays because they were just dominant overall team fight.
Right.
Malfurion really didn't quite had an impact in any of those team fights.
Everything seems to be going better when you're winning the game, so that kind of skews things a little bit.
Yes, of course.
So game 1, IL were totally confident in what they wanted to go for, but this time they're just going to grab a Stukov, and this is kind of surprising for me because they haven't played Stukov hardly at all over the course of the previous matches. I got to watch them play, so a little bit of a change here as they are changing up their composition drastically to try to adjust for this Genji that they've now been forced to pick away from Feliz.
Feliz did their homework. They've watched the match between lots of the open division teams, banning out the Avatar because IL, whenever they had Stukov, especially these three, Morden from Vijaya, and Stukov, of course, Genji. They cloned the Genji, make sure they secure kill with the silences, but not going to happen this time with Avatar banned out already.
I really love that. IL's Avatar Genji combo has been working very well. You throw in the Murden and it just keeps getting very, very, very strong. So makes a lot of sense to see that ban out here, but this is where we get a chance to see what Feliz has going for them against the Genji. They had to know that it would be either taken away or banned away, and so this is the plan that we're looking for right here.
Quite some tank choke already. Garrosh, ETC, and Muradin, OJ's favorite, taken away. Those three, I believe, takes about 85% or more of what OJ played with the entire phase number 1 from HGC Korea. So very well sniped, I would say. But still a very solid tank. There are lots of other tanks. Diablo still very good on TOD. Even a Nubarak, pretty powerful. It really forces the Liming from the other side also. Dehaka, finally a global. Still Aimer keeping up with the Junkrat, which he was basically never contested in that back line.
I would say he did have a couple of moments where he kind of saved members of IL, just maybe accidentally, so might want to limit those, but he looked otherwise totally fantastic, and I think it makes sense to just see Aimer on that Junkrat for every game this series, because he's not being punished for playing it and staying back and still dealing a lot of damage.
Of course, ETC banned because his ETC is actually playing the music behind the metal band right
That's
now.
right.
That's why he's banned. He can't be playing.
He's part of the production team
at the
now.
same time. Just for the Metal Rock fans out there. Phoenix has been banned last time, but it's open. Will be in play for IL once again. Continuing from first one in this series, but continuing from the open division. They have been using lots of Phoenix, sometimes not really escaping, but even Planet Cracker landing on with the mosh pit sometimes. There has been some crazy clips from open division. You might want to check it out from the Korean stream also.
Yeah, absolutely. This looks almost picture perfect like one of IL's draft from the previous Open Division playoffs. They got basically everything that they could have hoped for here, and I mean, with the exception of the Abathur maybe. But this is a very strong comp specifically because they have a lot of experience playing it.
Lots of time. JD was the one playing on Abathur. I believe he will play on Zeratul in this case. Maybe some hero swaps coming in because they're not really secured as to where they go. But Tyrael to finish up, still very strong. They have lots of pokes. Hanzo plus Junkrat. They can delay the altar as long as possible. And we are about to get into the game. Only 10 more seconds, but we are ready. Still, Feliz having the lead 2-0. This is best of 7. Let's get into game number 3, Towers of Doom.
전투 시작까지 10초 남았다.
5, 4, 3, 2,
1.
No, there's no one.
Oh, there's you trolled me, G-Clef. Oh my god.
They're in Towers of Doom. IL still needs to come back. They have their Genji finally. And RPN actually playing that Genji. As we do have members from Blossom, if you're used to camera shot. We did see look at Modern and also Wiz from Blossom. Was close to be close to be making it to playoff for the Mrs. Ball, but they fell short against Tempest.
Just a little bit. Yeah. If you're big fans of Blossom, we'll also be seeing ex-Blossom member No Chat play tomorrow. So we're gonna have a little bit of everything.
Yep, lots of cool stuff happening. Franco, look at his positioning. He is not scared. He is not scared at all. What's going to happen?
I'm glad that this is something that extends to every hero. Every hero he plays.
That was close.
Just not no fear at all.
His positioning, of course, having a similar. Of course, has to go over the wall instead of just rolling out. There are some CCs, a crowd control available. See, look at that poke.
What am I watching right here?
Just getting.
This is ridiculous. Franco just has no fear. He's just going to keep hitting you until you make him stop. So finally, Rugia goes forward. They're going to try to do something about it. Okay, finally, I'm glad that there are consequences for his actions.
Big baited, even without the Swift Strike. I was expecting Genji to just go past right in, go just through Hanzo, do some damage, but Zeratul with the cleave build, just enough to get the first kill onto Hanzo. Was pushing too far. I think they were baiting that super well right there.
Yeah, I think they really played into Frankel's kind of play style. They're just like, hey, if you want to keep playing this, then we will bait you out. Another nice catch there onto OJ, but of course, he's going to be able to get out safe and sound, and Zeratul going to be rejoined by Dahak up there in the top lane, and that's something that might worry me a little bit, because one of the ways that we saw IL get kind of outplayed is in the macro game when it came to experience. And of course, Dahaka is going to be able to stay up top lane as long as he wants to.
Notice the difference in rotation coming out from IL once they have all the comfort heroes in their hands. Of course, different map, but much better of a movement throughout the map, especially Rugia. Rugia just feeling comfortable on that Muradin, just trusting is trusting in his own mind because he has that Dwarf Toss all the time to escape. He has been taking all the damage and always surviving in the open division. May not be the same in this case. There's a Stone Bolt landing onto Hanzo. Not much of follow-up damage. RPN not really diving in. Here comes Tehaka from that bush. Who is it going to grab? Silence for the moment. Actually, they will steal the camp. Great job from IL.
Yeah, all of a sudden, the terror that lurks in the night, or in the bushes, rather, going to come up there. But this does leave Phoenix totally alone by himself to go ahead and capture his first shrine.
Storm Arrow. Interrupting that channel once again.
Ooh, OJ, if he had gotten turned on right there, that could have been a little bit dangerous. But in the end, it is just going to stop the channel.
Tehaka on top, interrupting because the Brush Dog was just used. Should be on cooldown still. Jaya diving in. There's a burst damage. They'll kill onto Junkrat. Finally, Aimer goes down.
No question about that. It just explodes literally and figuratively out of there. So very, very impressive realization. And this is exactly what IL need to do. They're making the most out of this Genji pick.
Look at that. That was all they needed. Stealing away that Genji, having Rujea's favorite Muradin for himself. Their play, their game looks totally different. They are on their own style here as they picked up their comfortable heroes. Really pushing in from everywhere, having that Phoenix on top lane even.
Man, what a change to the way this game is being played. I love how RPN, we're getting a chance to see what style of Genji he wants to play here. And it looks actually pretty similar to the way Frankel is playing, just always going in, always going forward. He's got the team to back him up.
RPN is not as aggressive compared to Frankel as well. Not really diving with the Swift Strike. Oftentimes is the first thing to go in to take the aggro with the deflect as soon as possible and then just cyber agility out of the fight. That's usually how Genji works, but he's a little bit late, of course, dodging in. Missed that damage, but still more than enough onto the focus target. Hanzo just gets blown up
Frankel
again.
Gets taken out.
Even OJ through the silence! Great job by Got Kimchi there. Connecting the silence can outdrain away. There's no shield. Nothing can happen on that silence, on that lurking arm.
Wow, that was just perfect combination again. It's just so surprising to me to watch just that one pick, the Genji, make such a difference. And obviously it's a different team composition, but now everything that didn't work for IL before is working super well this time around. Their team coordination, their hero picks, everything just looks fantastic.
Yep, their macro has been fantastic. They're leading in experience 40-28. Are we going to have the dream complete? I don't think it ever happened in Korea yet, where we have the 40-0. That is the dream. I've never even had that dream. Never even in my Hero League or quick match to be even. Liu trying to channel a little bit. So Summit just crazily diving in. RPN doing some damage. There's a deflect, but gets a grab onto Zeratul. That will be the first kill secured right before 10. Quite painful.
Yeah, we're going to get a chance to see for the first time in a while Void Prism available, but not when it happens before level 10. So a little bit heartbreaking right there. He did go down. With that casualty, we'll see what Feliz can get off the back of that.
Getting a little bit too excited. I think they could have just waited for 10. Tried to delay a few waves of minions, and then they would be hitting level 10 anyhow. Because the Phoenix is up there. You can delay with the Void Prison still. Very possible. So, dream is over, guys. Go back to no. Don't go back to sleep. Keep on watching.
I was gonna say it might be a little bit more exciting this game.
Too close, yes.
At least IL are trying to make it a little bit more exciting. Definitely not as one-sided as we've seen from our other series. And it looks like Rugia is trying to jump forward again. It's Frankel getting caught out. He's gonna have to cyber agility away. I love the focus, the pressure that they're putting on this Hanzo, never letting him take the least little step forward.
Yeah. Swift Strike.
Oh my god, that damage is insane! The Void Prism traps the behind the tower.
The Dwarf Toss will be there. Phoenix dies in the mid-time, so not really the best thing. Silence continues. There's a Sanctification buying so much time. Hanathan joins the fight. Liu, it's very low. Swift Strike misses, so has to use another second, but a grab onto Zeratul with actually getting more. There's a Riptire coming from the side to secure the kill onto Muradin. Will they have enough damage? I think yes!
A nice counter kill there on Muradin. Frankel's just now respawning back at home. I love that Feliz were able to come around with that. and stick Riptire flank and finally get a little bit back their way. They maybe punish IL for overextending just a little bit, but that was very scary, G-Clef. Arpian's going off.
Yeah, Arpian a little bit overextending also. Missing a strip strike has been somewhat painful for the last two team fights. Phoenix dying.
Yeah, how did that even happen? We didn't get to...
Against Dehaka 1v1, and Dehaka, when Hanaton joined the teamfight, maybe this is exactly what happened. Got dragged and maybe got punished by overextending a little bit all the way into the fort. Hanaton going in, dive deeply. He heals himself, but there's a salvo. JD solo! I think that was the thing. He was positioning himself way too late. Soma gets stunned from the arrow!
Dragon arrow,
and the scatter to pick up the kill onto that 0-2 Feliz, making a huge comeback after they keep their bell tower. Twilight Dream really started everything off. IL getting greedy and aggressive here.
I feel like when they were playing their game slower earlier on, it looked a lot better, but now just getting picked off one by one. Phoenix dying off screen and then on screen, maybe a similar way. Just a little bit too far forward there. So, you know, IL, they had a strong start to the game, but you're starting to see some cracks in their armor.
Well, Phoenix scanned onto everyone and thought, "Oh man, they're all over 6,000. I better escape from here." And he died right after. I think that's what happened. His best positioning. He was having a okay solo lane on keeping the Haka and really pushing into the lane somewhat. We have been saying that Phoenix is actually a really good solo lane. Against the global, of course, not as much, but seems like he gets dragged once again. No shield. Oh, HP going down very low. Phoenix is.
Man,
does escape.
He's just bullying Phoenix up top lane. This is not something you guys in chat are allowed to do. It's solely Hanaton allowed to do that this game.
Keep your eye on the minimap and the HP bar of Phoenix. That's something to take into mind after what happened a few times. And of course, never take your you have two eyes, guys. Keep one on the monitor, keep one on the minimap. That's what you should do. That's why you have two.
Great advice. Learning so much here.
I'm trying right now. I can't do it.
Well, one step at a time. You know, we all have things we need to work on, G-Clef.
Well, I don't know if you can actually work on that to make it work.
Practice makes perfect.
I'll practice a little bit more rapid.
Okay.
Still a lead for IL by 4 HP onto the core, but Hanaton joins again, warps out. There's an arrow. See you later, arrow.
It's going to go into another game. Maybe the next game we'll have that arrow come through.
Yeah, maybe we'll have one more coming in. Here's the focus onto Aimer. Does survive with the no. Not really. 0-2 pulls in and takes the kill. Nice play. Just like that, Samus just making the play here.
Yeah, very well played there. Sorry, I was just like trying to take in all that greatness we just saw right there.
It takes some digestion.
It did. I had to take a little bit of time. I'm like... what am I supposed to call him? Stitches. Takes a while to digest it.
Yeah, gorge after 10, but before 10 you need some time, of course.
Oh,
I do
right.
get that still.
I'm not level 10 yet.
Yeah, I know, you're only level 4.
Why am I level 4?
Rapid growing up in Korea. There's a silence. Oh, warp comes in. Stun connecting onto OJ. The shield out. Salvo! Not be enough. Ooh, look at that range. Pretty cool. But not as much damage.
Yeah, definitely not. I'm glad that now we finally have somebody else facing off against Hanaton, but it still looks like Samad is having a little bit of a difficulty. Does dodge. The tongue, always a nice thing to do, regardless of if you're playing against the Dehaka. In general, coming into contact with tongues of all shapes and sizes is probably inadvisable. Another life lesson, of course, learned here at Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, all the time. At Zeratul is missing off lane, so a lot easier of a time for Hanzo and also Aimer's Junkrat to actually dive in because there's no threat of Zeratul, which has been damaging most of the damage when they were getting solo killed after CC chain, and silence following up right after.
Daka just sticking up top, and Samad now trying to come back and deal with him, but it looks like Hanaton is just totally the owner of this top lane. And actually, Franco is now going to go in, forces out that Void Prism just so Samad can get away alive.
Against 1v1 Hanzo. You can tell a lot about that. Has to use the Void Prism to walk out. I think he may not have the wormhole at the time.
There.
Very scared to be 1v1 Hanzo. It's not too hard, but I guess with the skill cooldowns and just being safe, you know, not really taking any kill because the Haka, never mind, here's the arrow, the stun connects, and that will be a kill after
Close
the blink.
Wow, that was just a little bit greedy to try to go for such an obvious capture. I don't know about that, but he gets completely punished. It's a 4v5 now. Maybe some ults are down for Feliz, but they still have all 5 alive, and that should be more than enough to capture this. But no, Ruche has got other ideas.
There's a stun onto Leo. Oh, great ice block, dodging all the damage. Silence continues, but the Twilight Dream buying enough time, and Genji does survive with the deflect, but the rest of the member taking so much damage. Franco is safe. There's a Salvo once again, not really securing a kill. They have the shield from Tyrael to kind of neglect all their damage. Look at Franco playing with fire here. There's JD does not find the kill. It's on to the same situation who get the shield and survive through all this.
How is that even possible? Franco dodges everything and stays alive somehow. Ruche gets tongue lashed all the way back in and is taken out there. What are we watching here? This is the masterclass from Phoenix.
Yeah.
Felix.
Hanzo says Mada Mada right after. Feliz is on top of their teamwork and knowing when to save the team. It's quite a beauty to actually see what happened just now. Franco going in super dive. He knew that Tyrael was coming. That could have been dangerous to kill himself at the same time against the Phoenix. But Phoenix Q kind of missing. Plasma Cutter can actually go for a longer range. I think he was trying to snipe with the skill shot. It's not enough to get the kill.
No towers there to protect Samat as he jumps in, but he does have the power of friendship. Scott Kimchi is going to go ahead and lock the Haka up, going forward there. Samat unable to find the kill there. He's just going to heal back up with his trait. He should be okay for now.
Samat Zeratul has been pretty impressive onto the snipes, especially the mechanics from Zeratul. Pretty flashy plays. The captain of the team as well.
He makes it look like a point-and-click ability.
Well, they are, a lot of them, but it's you have to click a lot and press a lot of buttons.
Many button presses required.
Yeah, many button and clicks at the same time. I think within like the 2 seconds, you need to press like at least 6, 7, but at the right timing because you have to know exactly when.
It's like playing DDR, but with your fingers on the keyboard.
That's easier.
It's only a metaphor, G-Clef. Tough crowd. Okay, it was hard to do, but he did it. There we go. Success. Another lash there, dragging Murden a little bit farther back. No team there to capitalize on it. Feliz, even though they win that last fight, what?
No.
Oh my.
Go on.
Thanks for the help, G-Clef.
No problem.
Even though they won the last fight, they're still down in overall core health, so they have some ground to make up.
Yep, they do. Still, Towers of Doom, anything can happen. Even a single core health can change everything around here. There's Liu once again.
It's going to take him down to 10.
Ooh, the real problem is that the Haka is pushing. And they need to get the bell tower back here as they are. Here's the VP from Sam at Sanctification. Little early, I would say. Comes back with the silence. Great connecting. But he's in the zone, taking way too much damage. They got greedy. They went into the firing zone there, basically getting chunked out from the towers.
And somehow JD survives to the backside. The rest of his team maybe not quite so lucky. Down 2 and maybe down 3 with Ruche out. Very, very low. He's going to try to toss himself away, but it's all in vain there. A third death, and Feliz dominate the fight.
A big mistake there. Big mistake. The purple and shift striking into the zone where you get massive damage. Of course, you can survive, but for how long? You do not have too much HP at Zeratul and Genji. As they are also trying to take the bell tower back each side, but Feliz, they already have 20. They have the Haka pushing the other lane all the time. This is going to be a big trouble. Trouble times for IL right here.
Trouble in Towers of Doomtown, I guess. That'd be the name of the Western. But for now...
You're from Texas, yes.
I am. I have to bring it back to my homeland. For now, okay, so Felix... I keep calling him Felix or Phoenix, but it's Feliz. This is just like if there was a team named Deckard Cain, you'd call them Deckard Payne all the time.
Well, Deckard Payne does sound okay.
That's true. That is actually a better name.
He gave him lots of pain when I wanted to go to the cow level back in Diablo 2, but you always have to go through that quest and get all those materials to open that portal up, but he has to get some damage. He will be safe after getting dragged. Will just Frost Tucker out all the way to the top lane.
He's out of there, but that's not going to do anything to help defend our fort down at the bottom. Granted, he's going to try to make up the difference by pushing up top as well, and I don't think he'll be challenged anytime soon.
Aha, OJ, I think he does. Okay, he does spot. Once you just do not move, you go into that old stealth.
The old invisibility.
Yes, the old stealth where you actually cannot see. Well, you still do see the old one. Little graphics.
Gone but not forgotten. So OJ is kind of fronting way up there, getting the advanced recon, waiting for the next tower to spawn. Teams have finally found each other, and I'm glad that finally Dahaka has been pushed away from that top lane. Hanatan has done a great job dominating up there. He's found several solo kills of his own, and it's just looked fantastic.
So far, to catch up to 20, I think they made just the right rotation. Feliz was trying to dominate with the rotational mistakes from IL. Maybe that was going to be possible, but IL actually holding 5 because they got the top one. They didn't really waste any time. They took down all the bell towers. Now, one short for Feliz. Even though it seems like they are leading, but in terms of macro, even though they have the Haka, only 5 HP left on the core. And one more altar will be GG.
Yeah, and so maybe there is a macro rotation where IL can just win without even fighting. I love that characteristic of this battle ground because you can just win through your rotations, through just trapping your opponents on one side of the map. And if the tower spawns to the wrong place, well, you're going to have a bad time. And so Feliz keep winning these fights, but they have to stop IL from controlling the macro game.
One drag onto Ujea. But not enough, of course. So Muradin still holding that avatar. Will be pretty safe. The thing is, that one kill could actually kill the rotation. A little more chance for IL. Because they have the boss and it will pressure them down to 1 core health for Feliz. But in terms of what's going to happen, of course holding a lot more core health right now at the moment seems like the likely idea. Dahaka not even really pushing in from the side. There's Zero.
Yeah, Dragon Arrow.
Stun. After stun, warps out.
What? Are you kidding me? No!
With the 20 talent, he gets the shield back. That's the thing. There's a sanctification. And Phoenix is out of the fight, can't really come back for a long time. Dragon Blade, Infinity, but he's very low, can't really do any more damage. Shield is there for Phoenix, but gets dragged. No follow-up damage, Liu goes down, and the Dragon Blade is down, but Genji Swift strikes in for the kill. Not really too much damage. Aimer trying to look for more kills from the back. Junkrat is off to the side. 1v1 Genji up top.
He's blinking in. JD looking to clean house here. He is very low there. And Hanatan's going to turn it around, punishing a little bit of over-aggression from IL.
That was one messy team fight as Hanatan gets a max.
Is he going to get another kill here? No
drag
way.
onto Kimchi, but that little bit of aggressive silence right after, and that's a dead Dahaka. Junkrat cannot save the team by himself. That's impossible. What can he do right now? The game's over.
I mean, they need to make sure they control, enough towers here, but it is going to be over pretty soon. I mean,
can he actually defend this one? The bell tower down and the channel is over with the 5 shots.
Sabat's going for it. I mean, what are they going to do to stop it?
Oh, they're not taking the risk. They're only taking 4 shots. They have the boss right after, but instead going for the sappers for now.
I don't know about the decision, G-Clev. I mean, that essentially gives Feliz one last chance.
For IL, I don't think you want to give them a chance, but Junkrat with the 16 talents is popping out all 3 at the time. And activated every 30 seconds, I believe. So pretty good of a defensive tool when you're clearing the wave, damaging the heroes of the other team, of course.
Sometimes 16 traits seem a lot, or choices seem a lot stronger than 20. I don't know. At least it worked very, very well for Feliz there. So they're able to clear everything out, the bottom half, but I mean, they only have 1 health left on their core.
As you could see at the moment, they were quite indecisive what they were going to do. Maybe push in for the bell tower or take the sappers instead. And they tried to push in for the bell tower. Junkrat was there, so they couldn't really complete that. Detect the sappers, but very late of a rotation. Everyone is back already. Dahaka is already pushing, getting the soak from the mid, and the top wave is pushing. Here goes Samat trying to dive onto Liu. Gets some damage done.
Franco very low. He's going to try to cyber agility away. RPN chasing him. JD's got
bad
the
positioning
lockdown.
alone. Hanzo goes down, and Genji I think should have Dragon Blade back. There we go. Ice block, but not going to be long. There's another kill. ILL will come back into this game and they just take it with fashion. They can take it any way they want to. They can go for boss. They can go for the channel, the double channel.
I mean, yeah, just doing it in style there. A beautiful team fight. Even though I think it was Junkrat, yeah, was able to get 2 kills back onto IL. It just wasn't enough there in the end. Frankel, kind of the weak spot here, honestly, as Hanzo's been getting just completely dominated over and over again. Aimer was trying to make a little bit of a comeback, but that is going to do it. The core will fall. The Towers of Doom give IL one last chance to come back.
Is this Rapid? Is this the start of a comeback? Are we going to have a massive comeback?
That's how it starts.
Full house, maybe going all the way to Game 7?
Game 7 is a long way away, G-Clef. We just finished 3, and I would say that as long as the draft goes similarly, you know, keeping Frankel off that Genji, using it very well themselves, IL have got some hope.
I'm seeing the damage output here. Hanzo 78, but the siege damage from Junkrat is quite impressive. 169.
Was that like 170?
Okay, well, that's pretty impressive. Lots of kills, 16 to 18 kills from either side. That's pretty fire series.
If you've never watched the Open Division at all, just catch maybe one game next season, because a lot of the games do look like this. Lots of kills, lots of fighting.